Picking fragrances for transitional months like August can be a little bit challenging because it's kind of a crapshoot. Will it be hot? Will it be cold? Will it be windy? Will it be a mess outside? Will it be raining constantly? You can never tell ahead of schedule. And if you're like me and you like to plan things out for the month, having that unpredictability is no fun. So I'm bringing to you this video all about vanilla fragrances, 5 of them in fact, that are great for the month of August, that hopefully give you some options if you are looking to pre-plan for this month. Let's get into some of my recommendations, quick and dirty, for the month of August when it comes to vanilla fragrances. Because if you love vanillas like I do, we got options here. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Jeanique and welcome to Perfume Snapshots, the tentative name for a new series I'm launching where I give quick and dirty recommendations for fragrance families, fragrance notes, or occasions that you might be looking for in a particular month. Today we're starting off real hot, real heavy with vanillas because it's the best note. We're starting off with vanillas and we'll go from there. I'll bring you fruits, I'll bring you florals, I'll bring you date night fragrances. I will bring you options on options on options in a shorter form video. If that's something that sounds like you'd be interested in seeing more of, subscribe, come back for more, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, do all the things, and I'll see you for the next few. But stick around for this one and let's get started. Like Safari. So the first up, I'm going to talk about Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere from Philosophy. Now, is this my favorite vanilla out here? It's my least favorite on this list, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's a good place to start. This is a very soft, light, slightly lactonic, slightly creamy, slightly woody. It's slight in all the different ways, not too sweet vanilla. This is the vanilla that holds the middle without being too basic, right? It has enough complexity going on that you smell layers to it, but it isn't too overpowering, too in your face, too sweet, too wintry, too summery. It sort of sits in this great transitional space where we get this light mildness. Now for me, this is a bedtime fragrance, right? It is a very much a skin scent that is very light, very airy, very simple. That creaminess has a nice little bit of texture to it. Now, if you want to go bigger, bolder, I have options coming. But to start off, I want to start you on like level 3, right? Where we have a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of creaminess, a little bit of woodiness, a little bit of a lot of different things that are very light and complimentary to anybody. No, like I said, I like to be very loud with my fragrance. I want to be in your motherfucking face. That's what I want personally. And this don't give all in your face. This for me, layered with some other vanillas like Vanille from Solid, which didn't make the cut for this video, really kind of elevate things and add a bit of sweetness. But if you want something a little bit more restrained, a good base fragrance, you love a lactonic vibe, then this is something that works very, very well. If you're looking for something significantly sweeter, you don't want light, you don't want subtle, you want a punch of sugary sweetness, but you're also looking for something affordable that works for both summer and fall, I would say sure the 62 Body Splash is the way to go. This is a fantastic, inexpensive option that pairs well with other fragrances. Do these two work together? They absolutely do. They go together so well because the staying power in this, even though it isn't a beast mode fragrance that is going to project a ton, it does sit on the skin really nicely and it lasts, right? And when you layer this over top, you get this burst of sweetness, nuttiness, caramel. Ooh, that caramel. I know we're talking vanillas, but that caramel over the top of the lactonic creaminess of Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere is its own vibe, its own ecosystem. You want to get into that. So if you want like a more sweet vanilla, more piercing sweet, but also very light, that will work in the height of summer, but the sweetness works for fall, then this is a fantastic option that is everywhere. You can layer it with the lotions, all the things. This is my favorite of the bunch and I am bringing this one to you. The next fragrance I have is a fragrance that everybody sort of takes for granted at this point and calls basic. If it is basic, call me basic bitch Jeanique because I love her, and it is Kealis Vanilla 28. I'm never not gonna love this fragrance, right? Now, why is it great for our transitional month? It is the combination of it being texturally lighter. It doesn't have the heft and the body and the thickness of a lot of vanilla fragrances. One of my favorite vanillas out here did not make the cut today. It is Roberta Cloud EDP, and it's because it is a very sticky, silky, heavy vanilla that if you put that on when the day is too hot, you are trying to choke yourself out. Now with this, on the other hand, we're getting something else. The texture of this fragrance is very, very light, but it isn't a flat, simple, basic vanilla. It really does have a lot of depth, a lot of mystery, a lot of layers to it. We have some brown sugar, we have some tonka, we have some amber. We have a lot in here to give this fragrance a lot of boldness. It's a very boozy vanilla fragrance. So it isn't your basic bitch vanilla. It is a more complex and beautiful vanilla, even though it don't last like that. So you might want to layer it with something else. I'm just saying, if you want to get more than 4 hours out of it, if that, you need to, you know, layer it. But if you don't want to layer it on its own, it's a very beautiful vanilla fragrance that has a little bit more personality than the two that I've just talked about. Now let's get to the next one. And next, where are we gonna go? We're going to go to something a little bit floral, a little bit salty, and it is Paco Rabanne's Olympia, which is a more salty vanilla. Now think about coffee with a little bit of salt in it, or a donut with a little bit of bacon on top. I know it sounds like it wouldn't be good, but it is. It's amazing, right? And I find salt in very sweet fragrances to add a counterbalance that is really pretty. Now, salt doesn't work on everybody's skin. Some people put salt on and it's just, it turns really fast. So salty fragrances, these are something you know you love, and then hey, here's an option. If you're not sure, it's the kind of thing you've got to test out to see how it works on your body chemistry. But if it works for you, go for it, sis. A vibe. So if you're looking for a saltier vanilla where the sweetness is there, it is very present, but it's cut through by salt, and you think that combination sounds like a vibe, then check out Olympia. Test it out in stores. I think it's sold at Sephora. They also have the intense version where they have a lot more body, a lot more amber. That one is less summery. That one is a lot heavier and thicker. I think this is better. I love the lightness of this fragrance. But if you're interested, check it out. It's Paco Rabanne's Olympia. It's very, very good if you love a saltier vanilla fragrance. Last up, I wanted to share a fragrance for August that had a lot of depth, a lot of richness, mystery, darkness, moves in a slightly more unisex direction, but still gave vanilla wonderfulness. Now, that fragrance for me is Maison Margiela's By the Fireplace. It trended a few years ago, maybe a year ago, I'm not sure, and has fallen out of favor, I've heard, but I don't care. I love her. Here's why. I love me a vanilla fragrance. I've said this before, but most of my vanillas are very texturally heavy. They got a lot of body. Think Never Assoluta by Roberto Cavalli, one of my favorites. It's amazing, but it is very heavy. Wearing that in summer will choke you the fuck out. What you want is something that has a lot of that darkness from a deep dark wood, a lot of the sweetness from the vanilla without all of that heavy texture for a month like August. And this is where this one comes in. It sort of smells in the air like burning marshmallows over an open campfire, not roasting marshmallows. I'm talking burning. It has like a burning smell to it. You have to love a fire accord. I do. I've talked before about how much I love a fiery cigarette smell type of fragrance, ambergris. They don't often show up in feminine fragrances. This is my cheat code, right? Because it gets me a little bit of that fieriness without moving too masculine. I can also use this to layer when I have other simpler, lighter, airier vanillas that could use a little bit of darkness and depth, a little bit of smokiness, a little bit of fire under them. Then I reach for this one. It is lovely. Now, I would recommend, this is not a safe blind buy. I would recommend anybody interested in this sort of scent profile, go to Sephora, go to Shoppers. No, Shoppers doesn't have it. Go to Sephora, go to Macy's, maybe go to Sephora. That's where you go. And test it out in person, put it on your skin, walk out, leave the store, and keep smelling it to see if it is your vibe. Because if you love a good fire accord, and some of us do, then this is a fantastic option. Do I prefer this to Jazz Club? Maybe not. I love them both. I'll come back with a review of that one at some point when it gets grouped into a category where it fits. But for now, we're talking By the Fireplace, a straight winner. So that's everything for me. 5 vanilla fragrances that I thoroughly enjoy that would work for anybody for the month of August. If you enjoyed this video, check out my last perfume tray video for the month of July. Lots of great transitional fragrances in that video as well. I will link her because it was a vibe. It was a lot of fun. We had a kiki. Anyway, again, I really appreciate you being here today. Come back for more of these because there are more to come. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Baby, you're the one and only. Baby, you've been on my mind. You know you don't have to be lonely. You can come and take my time.